belt and nothing. Can you imagine China's going to be between a rock and a bunch of very hard places if this spins out of control? They can get gas from Russia, but they sell stuff to the rest of the world, and the rest of the world might decide not to buy Chinese. Plus, they have their own separatist thing going on, their Belt and Road Initiative, all of this kind of soft power diplomacy and business will go out the window if they take sides with Russia. I feel so damn sorry for Russian people because, they're going to go through hell. Your average Russian person isn't wealthy enough to ignore the shock, the economic shock that's going to hit them. As far as the gas thing goes, in Europe, we've been talking about extra storage capacity for gas for years, and it hasn't been built. Why? Because hashtag profits first, my friend. It's just not profitable enough. So they haven't done it. So now we're going to have to figure that out, right? And now we're going to get this thing right in our face, all of it that everybody's been talking about for decades. Our energy dependence, energy systems, our geopolitical games, our economics, our whole neoliberal, global, semi-democratic system and values. And it just takes one goofball to make the mistake of really, really overstepping the line too much, who's powerful in terms of nuclear weapons to just wreck everything. And, people who hate Ukraine because they're all Nazis or hate Russia because of whatever, they're going to line up and spew bullshit at each other during this whole thing while people are getting killed. And we have no idea how quickly this can spiral out of control. Imagine the supply chain shocks when we all stop buying Chinese and, global trade just grinds to a halt because of emergency realignments in where we get resources for our materialistic global consumer economy. It might just turn out that places like Mali and islands in Indonesia and so on ride out this storm better than we do because they don't have anything anyway. So they're used to pain and suffering and carrying water up from the dirty river somewhere. And we are just a bunch of spoiled, weird people who are going to wonder what happens when suddenly nobody wants to buy our used camera gear or we can't get our stuff shipped to us from Amazon because of a lack of supply of cheapshit.com from China. This can really become a real mess, So I don't think if this goes too far, Putin's going to back down without a bunch of body bags going back to Moscow and a bunch of grandmas, Russian grandmas, marching on the Kremlin. Babushkas are going to have to stop this thing somehow. And, well, we don't want to compare it to World War II. Just leave all of that out because it's not comparable at all. We have a highly integrated global economy now, and culture for that matter, with social media exacerbating all the BS, that fire hose of crap. So it's not going to be anything like that. This could happen a lot quicker than the old 19th century imperialist games of Japan and Germany and all the other players. Yeah, you talk about this stuff for years and years and years. People raise alarms, like even Fareed Zakaria, that poor fella, talking about the adage that you should be better friends with your enemies than your enemies are with each other. And of course, we sunk our friendship with China under dear leader Trump. So, well, Obama didn't help much either, but, so we're not buddy-buddy with them anymore. It's going to be interesting to see which way China breaks. Are they just going to hold their breath and hope that we keep buying their stuff and, playing their Belt and Road game? Or is that going to come grinding to a halt? And which way are they going to break? Either way, it's not going to be good. None of this ends well. And afterwards, will we finally have seen the light and start thinking about a redesign of the way we do things here on this planet? And how many people are even thinking like this? It's going to be amazing to see. Just coming out of a pandemic into an endemic phase with this virus, and now we get World War III. Whoopee, isn't that fun?